Hello, it's Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. We got a little snow a couple of days ago. Sun is out today and the snow probably won't last very much longer. Nancy and I are getting ready to move to the Sonoran Desert in southern Arizona. We probably will move around the first part of May of this year. We feel, both of us in our heart, that this is something for which we've longed for a while. It's home country for Nancy. She feels like it's going home. We both feel like it's going to a place where we're going to be best able to do the work that we feel is our destiny and our calling to do in these chaotic times. It's a lovely opportunity and it's exciting. Now, whenever there's an intention that lures you to move ahead, it's almost inevitable that arises some things that are a little bit different than that intention, things that seem to oppose that intention, things that seem to get in the way. The Tao Te Ching talks about that in a very classical way in chapter 2 of the Tao Te Ching. We can't speak of beauty without knowing ugliness. We can't speak of virtue without knowing vice. We can't speak of life without knowing death. We cannot achieve without knowing failure. We cannot find silence without knowing noise. Therefore, why do we strive and strain to keep things in place? Much better to enjoy our work with no thought of reward, to enjoy our achievements with no thought of honor, and our life with no thought of clinging. The Tao presents a picture of the cosmos as comprised of polarities. The yin-yang symbol, the circle with the intertwined dark and light, is called the Tai Chi, the grand ultimate. And it's a Taoist way of describing the way the cosmos is put together. Polarities, yin and yang, dark and light. Now, it's important to understand that these are not dualities. The Tao does not know a dualistic universe. A dualistic universe is one where there's this, and they're separate and they're opposed to each other. And ultimately, one must overcome the other in order to establish itself. And there's this constant battle between the dualistic nature of a dualistic universe. In the Tao, it's polarity. It's one thing. A magnet is just one thing and it has two poles. An atom is just one thing and it has two energies, positive and negative, dancing within it. The cosmos is just one thing, but it has this energy of yin and yang that is essential for its existence. Now, in personal life, it works out this way. I have an intention. We have this intention to go to the Sonoran Desert. It's luring, it's attractive, it calls us. And the universe or the Tao seems to say, that sounds like a wonderful idea to get to the Sonoran Desert. Now, here's what's going to happen. To get there, you're going to go through yin and yang. You're going to go through darkness to get there. And for us, for me, it arises this way. Ah, yes, the Sonoran Desert. That would be lovely. But have you considered that you probably don't have enough to do this? You're probably not good enough to do this. You're not creative enough to do this. You're too old to do this. Where are you going to live there? Do you think you can find a house? That's really way too much effort. Why don't you just stay here and pull the covers up over your head? That would be comfortable. Are you sure you can do that? I don't think you can do. That's a long ways. Do you know what you're doing? Are you familiar with voices like that? Those voices have been faced by all of us time and time again in our development. And each time we face them, we go deeper and deeper into our authentic, true nature. So for me, it's going to the Sonoran Desert is a wonderful, beautiful idea. This is the pathway. You're going to go through facing these things that you faced many times before, but you're going to face them in deeper, more authentic ways. And you're going to find out that you are enough. You have enough. You are creative enough. You are strong enough. You are good enough. You are more than enough. You can do this. It will be wonderful. It will be difficult, but you can do it. It is lovely. Don't be afraid of the dark, because the path through the dark is what's going to reveal to you just how enough you really are, just how creative you really are, just how powerful you really are. And you'll put to rest in even more deep ways these decades-long voices of self-doubt and lack of self-worth. So getting to the Sonoran Desert, wonderful idea. And the person that's going to get there is going to go through these dark periods. And when they get there, they're going to be the person that can authentically merge with that area and do the work that needs to be done while you're there. If you try to circumvent the darkness, try to oppose it and run over it or go around it somehow and not have to deal with it, you may get to the Sonoran Desert, but the person that gets there will not be the person that's ready to do the work there. The desert that's there for that person will not be the desert you're anticipating. What you're looking for is this. You're going to go through this to get there, and you're going to find that you're more than enough. So if you're facing an intention that's drawing you and luring you and that you're excited about, and that you realize that it's really your soul's destiny to be involved in this work, don't be afraid of what appears to be opposition, because it's not opposition. It's the darkness that must be faced to train you and enlighten you and make you aware that you really are the person who can do this, that you have the strength, that you have the creativity, that you have the power, you have the endurance, you have the patience. You're more than enough for this. The only way you can discover that is to go through that dark period in which those questions face you. And you're able to face those questions with, yes, I'm enough. I have enough. I'm good enough. I'm powerful enough. I'm creative enough. I will do this. So we don't live in a dualistic universe, although it seems like it in many ways. We live in a polarity in which dark and light are always dancing, and the dark is always a training period for the work that needs to be done when the light arises. So I'll keep you posted on this process of moving to the Sonoran Desert. It won't be a smooth ride. It'll be exciting, but there'll be times when I'll be really working with those deeply ingrained thoughts of inadequacy. And when we get there, both Nancy and I will realize that we are adequate and we'll be doing the work that's ours to do. And the same thing will be true for you. You are adequate. You can do it. And darkness is nothing but a revelation of how patient and capable you really are. Nice to visit with you today. I'll see you in a few days.